come back! Oh God, I've come back!
Down there.
No, Australia didn't have them.
It's a PG show, sir.
Oh dear. Yes, as you probably have guessed in the last video, this is a special week for MERCS.
It's special.
It's a custom team for Mass Effect. Or rather, Mass Effect team for MERCS, as it were.
Yeah.
So, starting off, we have Shepard, the main person.
Yep.
Now, my friend John here is more of a expert at Mass Effect than me.
Yeah, I do adore the game. This is why I bullied him to doing this rules for me so I could use them in MERCS. Now then, the Shepard I chose to go for mirrors my Shepard in the game, so it's based on a Sentinel.
I did do a soldier one, but it's just basically he's got assault rifle, he's got a close combat weapon which is strength 3 and does 2 damage if I remember correctly, but I've probably deleted his rules. Unless you want to comment below, it's not really going to happen.
Didn't really do much anything original. That's why I thought of doing the Sentinel class one.
Gives you leadership bonus, but most leaders at least will do one other thing.
Yeah. Soldier
Shepard didn't really do anything.
Well, this Shepard and the Sentinel, after much playtesting of all the things, we chose to give him whatever. He's got 2 biotic powers and 1 tech power. The biotics is slam and warp, which we've gone for. Slam, we've done FN7, which is about average. The strength is 1, but the target is pushed 2 card lengths away, which means if you're on top of something you can slam them off and they take falling damage if they're high enough, or if you're playing inside a building you can get slammed into walls, slammed into somebody else. So although the strength is only 1, you're going to take damage from some ancillary form, so it's useful.
Plus you also can move with no penalties to your movement, but you're at +1 to actually hit something, +1 to your FN, and it is a load weapon, I believe it was.
Yes, it's load for 1 turn. You can't use them every turn.
Think of them like Mass Effect 2 and 3, where powers of Mass Effect, all of them, where they all have recharge times.
Yeah, you have your cooldown. So.
Some of them have more than others.
The second one we've gone for is warp, which is the same FN7. It's strength 1, but the target you aim it at is -1 armor value until their next activation. So use it in conjunction with somebody else. You can weaken a tough opponent's armor. It's good for synergy for the rest of your squad.
I should note that should have no strength on it.
Well, don't really hurt them, so it don't really matter. Anyway.
Yeah.
The tech power we went for was Overload. Players of the game will love this because it's awesome. So Overload, we've give it a firing number 6. Doesn't do any damage, but your target fails its armour on a roll of +5. Which, if you fire it at something like the Russian behemoth, that can only move 1 and has a high armour fail anyway, that can be quite nasty because you essentially freeze them in place until they mend their armour.
If you are lucky enough to get in the right angle against Kenvar, you will hurt their active camo, which can make all the difference against them.
Exactly.
It really can.
Again, it's not a power that does direct damage, but it sets up for the rest of your squad. So in this instance, the Shepard becomes more useful as a supporting rather than a direct damage dealer itself. Weapon, they've got a SMG, which is FN6, 2 shots, strength 2.
And short range only, but if you move it's +1 to actually hit something, +1 FN.
Yeah.
The Overload is, unlike the other two which are just load, overload is low down aim. It takes longer to actually activate it.
It takes 2 turns to fire it, you know, rather than just one. We felt this is a good penalty because the power is quite, you know, it is quite strong. So you don't want that going off. Well, your opponents don't want it going off every turn. Let's put it like that. I personally have nothing wrong with it going off every turn, but you know, can't have everything. Other than that, it's got standard like 3 blood, 2 move, 5 reaction. Armour's 1, but we've gave it something called tech armour, which is if you fail your first armour value, if you fail your first armour check, you don't lose your armour, you just lose the tech armour.
But your armour is +1 if you've got your tech armour activated. So essentially, until your armour's failed the first time, Shepard is armour 2.
Yes.
And there's another character who'll have the same thing but with a different name. We'll go on to that later.
Well, right now as it happens, because she's the next one down.
What personal abilities?
Oh, personal abilities. Leadership. Every leader has that.
Leadership is +1 to all dice rolls for everyone else within 1 card length.
Tech armour, which we've just said, and then they shot Bill, which does...
Which is if you're within 1 card length, if Shepard is within 1 card length of someone when they die, he gets +1 to he gets -1 FN in his next activation, or activation, whatever Shepard you want to use. You'll note that on all of these they've either got 2, 3 or 4 personal abilities. Now you want to go over this with your opponent if your opponent's okay with this, because all normal factions have 2 personal abilities and they've got corporate abilities, but these have no corporate abilities, they've just got personal abilities.
Next one we go on to...
Hang on, we're doing videos for each person.
Are we?
Yes.
Oh right, excellent. Sorry about that, chaps.
No, my fault. So that's it for Shepard. Comment below or whatnot if you want other Shepards. I mean, using that as a template. I know his reaction is slightly lower, but he has got some support value abilities such as what is it? Warp? Warp that decreases armour into.
Warp is the one that lowers your target's armour by 1 until their activation.
Well, until Shepard's activation.
Alright, is it? Cool.
Until, the tech power, well, the powers in general, until whoever's using them's activation.
Right, excellent. Remember that.
Yeah, I did write the main rules, but I will probably forget some of them.
Well.
Which in some cases isn't a bad thing, makes it a bit fairer.
True.
So that's it for Shepard.
It is.
We'll go to Australia and we'll find some more rules for someone else. Goodbye for now.